if you love to help couples on their wedding day, you love the work that you do, you love, then why does your wedding business sometimes make you feel like you want to throw in the towel? Why does it exhaust you? And why does it overwhelm you sometimes? Here's the truth that most people are not going to talk about. Wedding professionals like you and I don't burn out because of the weddings that we're involved in. We don't burn out because of the work that we love to do, that we're so passionate about. We burn out because of one thing that has several different parts. And I'm going to talk about this thing and these parts in today's episode. Today, we're going to talk about the real reason that so many wedding professionals feel drained and struggle in their business at some point, feeling exhausted. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to fix it. Welcome to Grow My Wedding Business, where we speak with industry experts, teach you how to grow your wedding business, and give you the tools you need to take it to the top. I hope you're ready to grow because this is your season. The word burnout is one of the most common things that I hear in the wedding industry. It's one of the most common conversations that I have with people who have been in it a long time and are trying to grow or scale, but are starting to give up on that idea. I hear wedding vendors say things like, I love weddings, but I'm completely exhausted. I don't know if I can keep doing this, Chad. I'm thinking about getting out of the industry. Don't you want to grow? Yeah, but I don't know if I can take it anymore. And the assumption people make is that the problem is the weddings that they're performing, the work that they're doing. But here is what I've observed. Here is what I've seen over all of these years of being in the industry, of talking to other wedding professionals. The problem usually is not the work. It is not the weddings. The problem is your business, is the structure of your business or lack thereof, the business around the weddings that you're doing. You have this entity, your business, and weddings have to come in. And once the weddings come in, if there is no structure, if your business is not organized, chaos ensues. We love weddings. I love weddings. I know that you love weddings. They are themselves meaningful. They're emotional. They're beautiful. They're all the good things. They are a love story unfolding before us, and we get to see that and experience that and be part of it and help a couple. That is not the part that burns us out. Not at all. What burns us out is chaos, it is pressure, it is underpricing, and it is feeling like there is a lack of control. So let's walk through the real reasons that burnout happens, because when you understand the cause, you can actually fix it. I'll be right back. I've built 2 resources just for you. First, my book, Wedding Pro Playbook, is the complete breakdown of all the marketing, positioning, pricing, and growth strategies that serious wedding pros use to build real, sustainable businesses. You can grab the Wedding Pro Playbook at growmyweddingbusiness.com/playbook. Second, I've created a brand new free Grow My Wedding Business community on the School platform. And this is where wedding pros connect, get clarity, and start implementing all of this stuff step by step. You can join all of us at School, that's SKOOL.com/GMWB. That's SKOOL.com/GMWB. If you're serious about growing smarter and not just busier, I can't wait to see you inside. So the big word here is burnout. How do I avoid burnout? Let's talk about what burnout is, what it's caused by. Burnout isn't about the work you're doing. Burnout is simply about control, like I said. One of the biggest drivers of somebody feeling like they're getting close to burnout is that feeling of no control over their business, no control over when I get more clients, how I get more customers, no control over what type of leads I get, no control over how much people want to pay versus what I charge and what I have to charge to do this work that I love. No control over the parts that in my mind, in your mind, can't be controlled. When in most cases, that stuff can be controlled. I want you to think about what most wedding professionals experience. Think about what you have experienced. Your calendar, it sporadically gets filled randomly, it feels like. Some months are overloaded with inquiries. Some months are overloaded with weddings. Some months are just empty. You're answering emails late at night. It seems like you try to set boundaries, but you can't keep to those boundaries. Working weekends feels inevitable. Like constantly I'm working weekends. I don't want to work all of these weekends. You're trying to keep up with your online stuff, your website, your social media. You're taking inquiries, even the ones that you know you shouldn't take. Every inquiry that comes in, you take it. And before long, it starts to feel like your business is running you. It starts to feel like there's no way out of this. It should be the other way around. It should be you running your business. Listen to me, burnout does not come from hard work. Burnout comes from lack of control in the work that you're doing. When you feel like your time, your income, and your schedule are unpredictable, stress multiplies. Here are the 4 hidden causes of wedding vendor burnout. And before you get there, listen to these so that you can understand how to back out of this. Let's break these down because this is what is actually causing burnout in the wedding industry. It's never the weddings. It is these 4 things. Number 1, the money that people pay, or in other words, underpricing. This is probably the biggest issue that I see other than not having the systems in your business, but underpricing yourself because you feel like competition is too heavy in my area or whatever you feel like. And then this leads to burnout. It's one of the biggest things that lead to burnout. When you charge too little, you have too many weddings that you have to take just to survive. You have work overload. And that means that you have more clients, you have more planning, you have more stress, you have more things that you can't do because your time is filled with rushing and hustling, trying to get the work done. And suddenly the thing that you love to do, the service you love to provide to couples feels overwhelming. When your prices are too low, your calendar becomes your enemy. I want you to hear me say that again. When your prices are too low, your calendar becomes your enemy. You simply can't do all of the things required of you to keep up with the people that you've booked. So you're not tired of the weddings. You're tired of too many weddings for too little pay. You're not tired of the work. You're tired of not enough time to do the work, the quality that you want to, the quality you know that people deserve. All right, number 2, over-customizing everything. And this is a big one. We're going to sit here for just a second because this is a big problem that will lead to feeling completely exhausting, thinking that every couple has to receive a wedding that is completely unique to them. And a lot of vendors feel pressure to do this. Even vendors that have been in the business, been in the wedding industry for a long time, start to feel this pressure because they think, well, I'm not getting as many customers, I'm not converting as many leads into customers, so this, whatever I'm offering, must not be good enough. I've got to change. I've got to be more unique. I'm going to customize it all. I'm going to rewrite everything. I'm going to customize everything, adjust everything for every single client. And then over time, that is the thing that leads to burnout. Smart wedding business owners build structured offers. They build structured offers with things that can be customized, but not everything is customized. They understand what they can customize and what they can't customize. And they also understand what they've got to charge for it to make sense. Let me give you an example. This is one of the best examples that I've ever heard. And this is not from me. I've heard this. But I want to talk about McDonald's and I want to talk about Louis Vuitton. Imagine you walk into a local McDonald's, whatever the closest McDonald's is to you today, and you go up to the counter and say, I want to order a Big Mac. And the guy or the girl gets ready to press the button and you say, wait. But before I order it, can you make my bun a little sweeter? Can you add a different sauce? I don't like the Big Mac sauce. Can you make me a custom sauce? Can you cook the burger to a medium rare? And also, I'd like the burger shaped square like Wendy's instead of round. Well, of course, the person behind the counter is going to look at you like you're insane. They're going to look at you like you're crazy. Why? Because McDonald's success is built on a few things, okay? McDonald's succeeds and is such a big, giant corporation that serves millions of burgers every day because everything is structured. Everything is repeatable. The menu is simple. The pricing is simple. The process is simple. The system is simple. The food is, consistently bad in some of them, but consistent at least to a point. And that is how they serve millions of customers every day without chaos, is the simplicity, the systems, and the repeatability. Now let's compare that to Louis Vuitton. As you know, Louis Vuitton makes purses, shoes, all kinds of high-end products. They're considered high-end. Some of their products are very expensive. Some of their products are less expensive, but they're still pretty much an expensive product brand. So sometimes Louis Vuitton will do a custom piece or a customization. But even Louis Vuitton, as expensive as they are, they do not customize everything. They still offer structured products. They have a specific bag, they have a specific design, they have a specific price, and you pick from that structure. They have this model, and you pick from within that model. They don't go outside of those bounds. They're not redesigning the entire bag because this customer wants it this way and that customer wants it that way. Every customer who walks in has to order from very specific, customizable parts. So let's tie that back into the wedding industry. Let's tie that back into your business. In the wedding industry, a lot of people, for some reason, run their businesses like this, like you have to customize everything. Every couple gets a completely new process. Every couple has a package that looks different from that couple. Every quote is different from the last. Every timeline is different. Every email conversation starts to become a negotiation. And after a while, it becomes completely exhausting because instead of running a business, whoever's doing this customization is reinventing every single wedding, and that business will fail. So listen to me. The smartest wedding pros don't remove personalization. They just build structure before they offer customization, and it all fits inside that bubble. The customization cannot go outside that. Couples still feel special, but the business remains repeatable, scalable, and for your sake, sane. Customization feels a lot of times like it is a great service. It's something that I've got to do, but it will start to destroy your sanity if it is not regulated in your business. You still provide amazing service. You just aren't reinventing the wheel every time. If you do customize a service, even your custom services are systems and they're standardized. Structure protects your energy. Number 3, saying yes to everything. You want to know how to get to burnout quicker than anything else? Start saying yes to everything. This one is huge. And I said that about the last one, but this one, even people who are doing most other things right will start to say yes too much. Stop saying yes to everything in your business. No customer, I promise, unless they are giving you millions of dollars for your retirement, no customer is worth you saying yes to everything. If your business is in a good place and your profit is in a good place, you will say no more than you're saying yes. Think about that. Many wedding pros believe that growth comes because they are a yes person. They are a yes man, a yes woman. I'm saying yes to everything. Yes to every couple. Yes to every request. Yes to every vendor opportunity. But saying yes is the thing that leads to resentment and exhaustion. The vendors who stay in this industry long term, for the long run, learn something very powerful. Boundaries create sustainability. All right, number 4. This is the Chad thing to say because you hear me say the word systems a lot. So, of course, you're going to love this one. Number 4 is no systems. A lot of burnout comes from simple operational chaos. Think about how many wedding pros are managing all of the little things in their business. They're managing all of the contracts. They're managing all the emails, the timelines, the planning of meetings. They're managing that manually. The client questions, social media, communication, all of their marketing. They're doing all of that manually. Are you doing that? I certainly hope not, because you don't have to. Without systems, without automation, without that stuff being handled, without always entering into your mind, without the structure, that creates a huge, constant mental load, and that is hard to bear in daily business. Chaos is absolutely exhausting. Systems, however, are freeing. Taking even one of those things that I just mentioned off of your plate and automating it is unbelievably freeing. I want to tell you about a time I remember talking to a wedding vendor. And if they're listening to this podcast episode, which they may very well be, they know who they are and they remember this conversation. But we worked through it and we fixed it. And anyway, they said something that stuck with me. And here's what they said. They said, I love doing this business. I love the wedding industry. I love weddings. I've done this for, I think it was 9 years at the time. And then they said, but my business makes me miserable. And of course, I stopped and we took a step back and we started discussing this. I started trying to do a little coaching with them. And so I said, I want to break down and look at your business structure. So their pricing was random. Their schedule was completely overloaded. It was completely unpredictable. There were no systems, none, no automation, none. And once we spent a week and we started fixing everything, we didn't fix all of the pieces that were broken. When I say everything, I mean the most important things. So we didn't fix everything, just a few of the major pieces that were causing them stress. And those things started resolving, getting fixed, doing the work automatically without them entering into their mental load, all of this stuff. Something interesting happened. They didn't fall back in love with weddings because they learned they never fell out of love with doing weddings. They had never fallen out of love with it. They had fallen out of love with the way that their business operated. Let's talk about what wedding professionals do who stay in the business, who stay in this industry long term, a long time. How can that be you? Well, the vendors who stay in the wedding industry the longest, for decades even, they're not superhuman. I've been doing this for several decades, and I simply built a sustainable business. I designed things intentionally. I thought through them before I enacted them. Before I put something out there, I thought through it. There was reason, there was purpose that I did everything in my business. I was in control. My calendar, my pricing, my partnerships, my client experience. I don't chase every opportunity. I don't say yes to everything. I actually say no more than I say yes. That is how you can be in this industry a long time. You build predictability. That's a big, good, awesome word in your wedding business. Predictability. You can predict when you're getting customers. You can predict when you don't want the customers because you're so overloaded. You can turn them off. You can predict the prices people are going to pay. Predictability. You design growth systems, understanding what you need, what you want, and understand how you're going to get there. And because of that, you start to enjoy not just the work. I never lost the enjoyment for the work, but I enjoy life again in this industry, in this business. So if you're feeling burnt out, I want you to go back and listen to those 4 things. Are those 4 things implemented in your business? Are they affecting you? Are there negative implications coming out of those 4 things we talked about where you're feeling burnt out? Maybe burnt out before you even get started. You're trying to build your business. But here is the questions, if that's you, that I want you to ask yourself, okay? Question number 1, am I charging enough to make my calendar sustainable? Question number 2, do I have clear boundaries for my business? Okay? And then question number 3, have I built systems or have I put structure in place to reduce chaos? And if you've been in business a long time, the question would be, have I built systems or structure, or how do I build those systems or structure to get rid of the chaos in those areas of my business that are causing chaos? If the answer to those questions right now in your mind is not really, I am not charging enough, I don't have clear boundaries, I haven't put any systems or structure in place, this is your opportunity for growth. Don't turn the YouTube video off. Don't turn the podcast off without figuring out your next move, because burnout usually isn't a sign that you chose the wrong industry. It's simply a sign that your business is ready to evolve. It needs to evolve. Weddings don't burn you out, okay? A poorly structured business will absolutely wear you down. But the good news is that structure can be built at any point. Structure can be rebuilt. Boundaries can be set at any point. You can create an atmosphere of peace inside your business right now. And when that happens, you can actually enjoy your passion, what you're doing in the wedding industry. You can enjoy watching people's love stories unfold and you being a part of that. You can enjoy this industry again. Before I go today, I'm going to be teaching a free training where I show you how wedding pros are raising prices, they're increasing bookings, they're experiencing amazing growth, creating structure and systems, and they're creating predictable revenue every single month without burning out, without discounting, without chasing leads, and without this stress and getting close to burnout. I'm going to put a link in the description of the podcast, the YouTube video, but if you're just listening to the sound of my voice, it is going to be www.growmyweddingbusines.com/training. Go there, and there is email portal. You can just put your email in. I will send you all of the information about that free training that I'm doing. Thank you so much for listening today. I want you to go out. I want you to have the courage and know that I believe in you. You can go build something sustainable. You can build something intentional. Your business is your creation. Stay in charge of it. Build it and let it become what you see in your head. Don't let your business run you. Build the wedding business that supports your life and doesn't drain you. And I'll see you in the next episode. My name's Chad Muncie. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great day.